Welcome back to the Clearview Ice Arena for this CHE Men's Division IV League game between your Robert Morris Colonials and the California University Vulcans. I'm not going through the whole name.
You need to go through the whole name.
I am not going. Fine. Penn West, California University of Pennsylvania Vulcans.
Thank you.
I am Andrew Keel alongside me, Kane McCory, as we get ready for this CHE Division game. It is a rematch from 2 years ago. A little bit different stories, though, because 2 years ago, taking to the championship last year, Robert Morris putting 42 goals up in 4 games against Cal U last year.
Yeah, it's an impressive stat to say the least. And when, these two teams first met just a week ago, the final score is 3-0, technically 2-0 with an empty net. And I think people are starting to think, oh, is this Cal team different? But looking at the numbers that they have tonight, a lot of their guys that split between D3 and D4, not in the lineup. They're only running with 13 skaters. So when the full unit is on, tonight's the kind of the telltale of what this Cal team is really going to show the rest of the year.
Yes, that is. But also keep in mind for that Cal game, RMU missing some big names, Zach DeHunley, Billy Shaver, and Nate Barr all out for that game. All in for this game, but Billy Shaver, he's getting moved into a bigger role. He moved into the top 2 on the defensive role alongside Ryan Riffner tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting feat here for the sophomore. Used to playing with Dom Bucci on that second pair. They're going to try to experiment a little bit here to find that fine line. That Riffner-Antonellis pair has worked wonders the last 2 seasons. Antonellis graduates in December. You kind of have to find that guy to step up into that role. Shaver's going to get that look. Bucci's going to get that look as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Coach Bosong wants out of these 2 young defenders to pair with Ryan Riffner.
Starting goalie tonight for Cal U will be, it says 30 on his jersey. We were given 33. William Booth. For the Colonials, it will be the number 1 in the net, number 33, Brock Maraska. 1-2 record so far, 393 goals against, 908 save percentage, 1 assist, and a shutout against Cal last week.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than last year's tell for Brock. Instead of that 1 assist, it was 1 goal. So we wonder Mr. Maraska is going to get another cheeky goal at some point this season as well, despite putting up some of the best numbers in the CHE.
He did. He just played 2 games before that Cal game, obviously getting 2 losses, but against a team in Division II, which was a game that went to overtime. And then also playing out in Altoona, where the Colonials do fall to the Nittany Lions.
But you go back to that Cal game, that was just so huge for Maraska, just to get his mojo back, get the shutout against a divisional rival, and really get back into the swing of things. And I think this game is going to be really big for him as well. This is going to matter towards the division points and standings towards the end of the year, where RMU's already down a game with that loss to PSA. So having a really good start here for Brock is going to be massive for the Colonials.
As said, the Colonials dropping 1 game in league play, 0-1 in divisional play. Cal U 0-2 in divisional play. Or no, also 0-1. My mistake.
Lost to PSA as well, if I stand correctly.
5-3 loss. Colonials starting with the top line. John Wayne Kravitz, 6 points, 3 goals so far this season, riding in on a 4-game point streak. Barr, right behind him, is also looking hot. 5 power play points. 3 goals, all on the power play as well. And then Carter Bosong, 5 points on the season. On defense, it'll be Shaver, as mentioned, 1 point on the year. Riffner, last year, put on a lot of points last year. This year, off to a slower start. You wouldn't think that with 8 points. But 8 points, 2 goals on the season for Riffner so far. Somehow a slow start for him.
Yeah. Also, to quickly mention before we go to Tucci, Brock Lesnar Maraska from South Dakota? Interesting.
So we get ready for a John Tucci anthem. Tucci has serenaded us once more.
If only we had that for the earlier game. It's a shame that there is a football game before
It's
this.
a shame.
Very much a shame.
What are your... We'll give you 2 keys to victory for the Colonials tonight.
Number 1, pressure. There's a lot of bodies on RMU compared to Cal, so you're going to need a lot of pressure. Defense has to chip in. Riffner's known to doing that. And I'm also looking at Billy Shaver and Don Bucci, as we mentioned, as a key point in this game. They're going to really need to step up in a bigger role. I'm excited to see it, and it's a large task for both of them, but both have been thrown to the fire before and they handled it really well. They're going to play a huge part in this game.
That will be a tale for sure as we get the starting lineups set out. Booth still at the bench. Now will make his way to the net.
They could have started 6-on-5.
They could have.
Would have
been a decision.
I would have liked to see a little bold strategy from Cal to start the game.
Puck is up. Puck is down. Here we go. Colonials, Vulcans starting now. Kravitz will carry into the offensive zone. Glove save off the bat. And the first save of the game for Mr. William Booth.
I like the attempt from John Wayne. You have some room to work with. Might as well take the shot. Goalies, they always want to make the first save, right? And if they're going to struggle with the first one up high on a shot like that, you know what you're in store for the rest of the game.
Barr winning that faceoff forward before turning it over. Back to the point. Riffner will intercept the pass. Shot there is tipped by Barr. Makes its way to Kravitz, who will send it behind the net to be picked up by the Vulcans, who can't clear it. Riff will hold. Riffner's pass in is blocked and hold behind the net by Roberts. Roberts will try and get it out. Eventually will poke its way free. And now here come the Vulcans. Rice leading the rush and picking his pocket is Riffner. Riffner will send it up to Bosong. Bosong will try and chip it out. Can't get it out. Gets another chance. Sends it up to Barr before Riffner will take that one. Now Riffner carrying in. Shot is deflected. Rebound is loose behind the net. Over to Kravitz. Kravitz's shot is blocked in front. Barr will pick up the loose puck. He'll give it over to Kravitz. Kravitz's pass is intercepted, going to clear. Zeiss Miller will try and keep it in. Will barely before Rice will pick that one up and dump it down into the Colonial zone. Shaver tried to get a stretch going for Zeiss Miller. Misses the pass. Thought there was going to be an icing, but nothing happened.
Yeah, weird wave up. I think that should have been called with Shaver just beyond the blue line.
Vulcans playing with it. This is Aborg. Aborg loses it. Romano in the slot. Shot blocked there. Great block. Now the Vulcans looking to take it their way. Here's Aborg. Aborg moving in. Great defensive play there by Antonellis. He will now try and move his way up. Still has it as he enters the offensive zone. Antonellis moving in around one. Can't get the shot off. Bish will try and move it out. Antonellis clears again. And now Chris Conley, after the clear by the Vulcans, will go into the zone to get it. Conley. He will move in, takes a slash. Still with the puck, moves around one, leaves it for Bosong. Unable to collect, and now here comes Levender. Levender gets it poked off by Antonellis, finally with the A on his jersey, as he was an honorary captain for a while.
Yeah, I'm happy to see him finally get that. Well-deserved for Tyler Antonellis.
Antonellis with a nice poke check off the stick of Levender. Levender will pick it back up. He'll give it back to the point. Point shot there is saved by Maraska. Faber will pick it up. He'll send it behind the net. Antonellis intercepts for the Colonials, who will send it right back to Faber, who will keep it in the zone for the Vulcans. Chris Conley will try and clear it out. Can't get it all the way out. At the point, shot save made by Maraska on Crouch. And a whistle, and the Colonials can get a full change-out.
Larry Crouch has been all over the ice here for Cal U. You see the shot attempt there, but down the defensive zone, saving a goal, tying up the stick of John Wayne Kravitz in front of the net. Beautiful job well done there by 5-5 in black. Vulcans off to a decent start. I don't think RMU has really been the powerhouse they've been thought to be. And coming into this game, I think Cal U's really handled their own to start.
The Vulcans will win that draw back. Sent in deep. And behind the net, a little scrum for it. Both teams picking it for it. It'll eventually be Zach Conley to pick it up. He'll move it up to Bryce Maraska. Couple brothers, not to each other, but of the team, connecting on that one. That one's going to be sent all the way down. No icing is the call from the referee. Zach Conley will pick it up behind the net. He'll move the stretch up to Bryce. And there will be an icing on that one. Unable to get a stick on was Bryce Maraska.
I want to see this third line produce as well. This is kind of a newer line together. Maraska, Klim, and Drast. All three have been up and down the lineup in their own ways. So it's going to be interesting to see how much faith Coach Bosong has in this unit. And if they can get some offensive production going. These are kind of three guys that are known for their two-way play more than just one singular zone.
Vulcans win the draw. Maraska will poke that one out of the zone, though, as he's going to get it on the re-entry as well. He tries to hit Klim with a pass, goes way wide. Roberts will pick it up in his own zone for the Vulcans. He'll send it around. Fighting for it in the corner. It'll eventually be picked up by Crouch. Crouch will chip it up the board. Bad bounce for the Vulcans. It goes right to the stick of Drast. Klim doesn't know where it is. It's right in his feet. And now here comes Roberts for the Vulcans. Drast laying a body on that one. And so does Bryce Maraska. And another one for Drast as he takes a woman down, I should say. Drast now will carry. He'll flip it into the zone. Takes a hit to make a play. Bad bounce there. Borshow's almost free on that one. Shaver will hold. Give it off to Miles. Miles will go behind his back to Renzel. Renzel can't get a shot off, and now the Vulcans have it. Moving back. Roberts. He'll send it all the way in on net to Maraska. Maraska will leave it there for Shaver. And now he will make his way through the offensive zone. Gets it poked off his stick there by Borsch, though. Miles will be the first one to get it, as he's going to send it over to Riffner, just out of reach, though. Renzel fighting for it. It'll end its way at Riffner, who will send it in the offensive zone. Picked up by number 4, who we believe to be Phil Quattrone. Not 100% sure on that one.
I would love if they actually gave us the correct numbers before the game.
Renzel fighting for it with Faber. It'll make its way to the stick of Levender. Levender moving in on Shaver. Shaver pokes it off his stick, regains it behind the net. Shaver with a nice hit there. Levender still with it. Shaver will pick it up off the hit from Miles. He'll be back to Quattrone. He'll send it over. Moving in is Faber. Faber sends it on net. We're going to be picked up by Borsch. Borsch going to flip it all the way over to Nate Barr, the captain, who will send it in. He's going to score from the top of the circle. Nate Barr with a beauty. That one had to have eyes.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Booth saw there. There wasn't much of a screen in front. I think just the misdirection of the shot of Barr just kind of caught him off guard. And that might be one of the easiest goals of Nate Barr's career.
It'll definitely be one of those, for sure. The Colonials take an early 1-0 lead, getting one to trickle past Booth. May have caught a Vulcan stick on the way in, but Nate Barr is on the scoreboard.
Yeah, quickly here, Andrew. His 4th of the season. All 3 goals prior to this, all on the power play.
His first regular strength goal. Sent in by the Colonials. Clearing attempt gets hit off of Kravitz. Fighting for it along the blue line. Now here come the Vulcans. Rice carrying in. He gets bodied off by Bucci. Antonellis back to pick it up. Tries to flip it out. Met by a Vulcan, and will eventually make its way out. Kravitz will flip it back out and turned over. Howard will send it back in. Bucci with it. He'll send it up to Kravitz. Kravitz tries to poke it free. It'll make its way to Roberts. Roberts' shots goes way high. Rice will be the first one to it. He'll make its way back to the point. Kravitz almost had a break. Good defensive play there by Crouch, though. Bucci now. Behind the net. Gives it off to Kravitz. Kravitz to Antonellis. Antonellis through the neutral zone to the bottom of the circle. In front for Romano and Owen Romano. It is 2-0 Colonials.
A bad defensive lapse again for the Vulcans. Antonellis walked around them like it was nothing. And Romano had about 5 to 7 business days to put that in the back of the net. That's 2 really bad goals for Cal U to let up right now early in this game. If you had any momentum from that first 3-4 minutes of the game, you'd think this would be a lot closer. It has just not been very well played by the Vulcans to start this game.
Bad start for the Colonials, something that they're kind of used to.
Yeah.
Zeiss Miller on the offense. Tried to get Quattrone to give it up. Almost does. Chris Conley fighting for it. Now behind his own net is Aborg. Aborg fighting with Conley. Shot there, save made by Maraska. Will make its way back to the point. To the slot shot save there by Maraska on Harding. Page fighting for it in the corner. He'll flip it all the way up, just past the stick of Romano, and now he's got another chance, but back is Quattrone to get there. Quattrone's clearing a tempo, will make its way to Harding, who will eventually give it to Banasic. Banasic fighting for it, along with multiple Colonials. It'll eventually go its way to Knight. Knight back to Bish. Bish over to Quattrone. Quattrone will move it up to Knight. Knight's pass is intercepted, now moving in. Shot there, save made Maraska. And covered. As we now can officially give you the full goal calls of both goals since we haven't had a chance yet.
Yeah, it's been a little back and forth, but finally get to settle here. Barr, his fourth of the season from Kravitz and Antonellis. And then Romano, his first of the season from Antonellis and Chris Conn.
The Colonials moving in. Bryce Maraska, lots of speed. Tries to flip its way over to Klim. Great defensive effort there by Crouch to get in front of that one. Now here comes Levender. He'll send it in deep. Riffner will pick that one up, send it over to Bryce Maraska. Bryce Maraska will flip it out of the zone, and it'll make its way back to Roberts. Roberts' clear attempt is ineffective, and makes its way back to Bryce Maraska. He'll flip it towards the center to Drass. Too many sticks in the way, and it'll make its way to a Vulcan stick as the clearing attempt goes way wide of anyone, as Shaver is back to pick that one up by himself. Shaver will carry, tries to hit Klim. Can't find his stick. It'll find the stick of Roberts before he sends it all the way back in. Another. No Vulcans in vicinity, but Shaver does get chased down there by Hoft. Back to the point. Shot there is blocked by Riffner. Riffner going to flip that one up to Klim. Klim tries to flip that one to Bryce Maraska. Can't get there fully, and now the Vulcans back in possession. Riffner will move in. Riffner into the zone. Back to Miles. Miles' shot, slap shot, and he scores! Nick Miles with a beautiful shot there, beating Booth. And it's 3-0 Colonials.
I know it's early, but if you're the Vulcans, we're in the similar situation we were in the game just a couple hours ago. How long is the leash?
You never know. You don't know. The only backup they have is Aaron Haney. As he looks to be getting ready, is he going in now, or is he just getting prepared in case he needs to go in?
Talk about that shot from Miles, an absolute clapper that had no chance. I also think with Timmy Williams coming on the left side, I would be scared if I was a goaltender as well.
Face-off one back to Bucci. He'll move it towards Rensel. Rensel will turn it over. Bucci on the offensive. Williams now. He will hold. He'll carry. Shot from the red line. Ends up in the corner. Rensel on the chase after Quattrone. Quattrone will hold. He'll carry it. Gets around the entire Colonial offense as he's moving in. Quattrone. Top of the circle. Back there. And misses wide. Antonellis will flip it up to Timmy Williams. Rensel tries to hit Antonellis. Bad bounce off the boards. Can't get there. Now the Vulcans will pick it back up. Miles fighting for it with Banasic. Tries to flip it up. Getting it in the way, and now Tim Williams tries to enter the zone. Can't enter. Gets his pocket picked. And a flip goes right to Antonellis. Antonellis, he'll move his way into the offensive zone. Bottom of the circle, shot, bad angle. That one looked like it almost had eyes.
Yeah, it was a very good shot that almost snuck through the net of Booth. Better stop.
Levender's shot is blocked by Kravitz covering for Antonellis on D. Levender still with it, gets the puck poked off his stick twice, but makes its way back to his stick after multiple bounces. Shot there, goes wide. Racing there is Kravitz. He'll be the first one to it. Has the Vulcan on him. As it gets poked away, Bosong will be the next one to it, but the Vulcans will pick that one up. Bucci back in his own zone. He'll flip it up right to the stick of Levender, though, who gets his pocket picked by Barr. Barr spins around. He'll flip it up into the offensive zone. Icing is called. Bosong looked like he had it beat, called the icing anyway. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think he beat it by far there. But referees decide otherwise. But Colonial's up by 3. You got to give the breaks when you can, I guess, to Cal here.
Cal with 13 skaters, I believe, as the Colonials with a full 19. Back to the point. Shot from Roberts is tipped wide. It'll be picked up by Barr off the shot. Kravitz will chip it. Not out. Now it will make its way out from Barr. Kravitz in deep. It'll make its way around the boards. Roberts the first one to it. Elijah Zeiss Miller steals that clear attempt before Barr to Kravitz. Kravitz's shot is blocked. He's down, but now he's back up. Page with it in center ice. He'll move it up to Barr. Barr trying to break into the Vulcan zone. It'll be turned over to Rice. Rice trying to get around Connolly. Big play there. Double teaming Rice with the defense. Barr will flip that one up. Tries to hit Zeiss Miller. Can't do so. Crouch now. He'll move in. Bad angle save made by Maraska. Picked up by Hoff. Hoff back over. Crouch. Crouch's shot. Blockered away. Crouch back behind the net. Barr will flip that one towards the wing. Rice will have it. Rice sends it towards the middle. No one there. Crouch still with it. Runs into Zach Conley. It was a big hit. Barr will separate man from puck. Zach Conley still with it. He will lose it behind the net to Crouch. Crouch to the point. Shot there. Gets tipped and into the netting. As we will finally get a whistle and the Colonials can get us changed.
Let's rewind the clock a little bit, though. Let's go back to that play of the Vulcan streaming in. Both Connolly and Page collide for the hit. That's what you want for your defense. Be active. Both get in there. If there's one Vulcan coming, both go to him. The last line of defense is Maraska. If he somehow gets around both, I have a lot of faith in the goaltender. But nice, smart play from the Colonial defense.
Poked free, and Riffner streaming forward off the faceoff. He's going to move in by himself. Leaves it across ice. Miller's robbed by Booth. What a save by Booth on that one. Chris Conley fighting for it along the blue line. Riffner will take it. He gets taken down. Penalty upcoming. Maraska to the bench and touched by a Vulcan. Because we will have a Colonial power play, something that this D4 Colonial team has been really proud of.
Yeah, it's been a work of art the last season coming into this year. They've done really well as the season's progressed, as Caleb Bish will get the tripping penalty. Going back to that Zeiss Miller play, the Riffner pass was on point, but Zeiss Miller, I don't know if you saw, it bounced off his stick originally, and then the second attempt, it was in front of him and whacked at the net. So, had the open net, would have went in if he would have settled. Just a little bit of a bouncing puck, just caused some problems with Zeiss Miller on the retrieval.
Colonial 6 power play goals this season. Then in front, Bosong almost able to bury that one. Barr back to the point to Riffner. Colonials around a 50% so far through 4 games. Shaver's shot there goes wide. Barr will pick that one up. It'll be turned over, and Knight will send it all the way down. Streaming forward was Lavender as Maraska sends that one up the short glass and out into the stands.
That one spot where you don't want to put the puck is where it ends up. But I have a question for you. When did Billy Shaver move to the top? Is this a new thing?
I think the thought process is just keep the D pair together. Gotcha. Let them work together.
I say very interesting to put Riffner and Shaver together in the top unit, but as you said, you want to keep the D pair together. It's not a bad idea.
This game is all about building chemistry between the new D pair, so you want to keep them together as much as possible. Face-off win by Barr goes straight to Antonellis. He'll give it right back to Barr, and here come the Colonials. Colonials will leave it back to Barr, or to Antonellis from Barr, who will give it off to Kravitz. Kravitz with some space, down to Antonellis. Bottom of the circle, into Barr in the slot. Bosong, spin-around shot, goes wide. Clearing attempt makes its way out. Maraska will come down to get it. He'll flip it all the way up to Kravitz. Exactly a great play. Kravitz moving in, dangles, still with it, loses it eventually, and we picked up by Quattrone, who will clear the defensive zone. Could have been an opportunity for another assist for Maraska.
Honestly, Maraska shoot that thing the length of the ice on net.
Antonellis runs into Zeiss Miller, breaking up the entry, and it'll be cleared right back down by the Vulcans. Maraska will pick it up, leave it for Bucci.
Shoot it, Brock.
Or should I say Busey, as his actual name is.
Really?
Yes. But he says it doesn't matter what we call him.
Oh.
Sent around. Chris Conley will pick it up towards the net. No one there. Back to Riffner at the point. Fakes the slap shot. Moving in across to Chris Conley. Can't pull the trigger. Conley. He'll wrap. Back to Zeiss Miller. Zeiss Miller to the slot. Can't make it to the stick of Riffner. Shaver moving in. Shaver's shot gets blocked in front. Sent over the glass. And 3 seconds to go on the power play. Colonials unable to capitalize after a bunch of good chances.
Hold on, there's 3 seconds.
3 seconds left.
Don't sell yourself short yet.
Vulcans with a great penalty kill, though.
Yes, regardless of the outcome of the 3 seconds here, I think the Vulcans had a phenomenal penalty kill. They got the pucks out when they needed to. They had the guy in Levender chase it down. I think an overall a successful couple minutes here for CalU.
Chris Conley with a pickpocket after losing the faceoff. Sent in through the blue paint by Romano. Now here come the Vulcans. Pass goes wide. Shaver will pick it up. Another pass goes wide. Here comes Banasek for the Vulcans. Banasek's shot save made. Rebound is available. Fanning on the shot, though, there was Cochran. 5-on-1 developing for the Colonials. Romano tries to go across to Zeiss Miller, and they can't capitalize on a 5-on-1.
I like the look. Maybe would have thrown it back first and then set something up, but good attempt from RMU.
Shaver moving in. His shot gets deflected and goes over the net. Sent up the near wall. Kept in by Chris Conley. Chris Conley will send it back in deep, where it'll be picked up by Klim. Everyone changing for the Colonials, so Klim has very little help right now. He still keeps it, gives it to Chris Conley. Conley's shot gets blocked. That time by Crouch. Conley with a big hit there, back to Page. Page then in front for Bryce Maraska. The first goal of his career for Bryce Maraska. The beautiful shot there from Pager, tips right to him. And what a shot there from Page, finding the stick of Bryce Maraska.
That is just an execution play by Zach Page, where you know where your forward stick is going to be, parked on the side of the net, throw it off his stick, and then you can't make it any easier for the forward. And I'll say this, Bryce Maraska got a goal way sooner than his brother did.
And it's almost poetry, because assist number 1 for Bryce Maraska's number 1 is someone he grew up with in Zach Page.
The Johnstown connection right there.
The Johnstown connection for sure. If only his brother was able to send that all the way down for him.
We can give the honorary assist.
Drass is going to move in. Drass sends it towards the net. Bryce can't get a shot on that one. Klim at the tries to send it out. And that will be cleared by the Vulcans. No secondary assist, although we think there will be when we go back to review that.
I thought it was Chris Conley that gave it to Page. Maybe not.
Bad deflection in front, almost goes in. Almost put in by Kayla Bish.
Yeah, she was just all turned around. She didn't know where the puck was, and it just makes a weird bounce off the boards and goes right into the blue paint. And it's just a little bit of struggle there for Booth, but thankfully just getting down and preventing any chaos in front of that net.
This fourth line of the Colonials jumping on. As here comes Quattrone. He'll lead the rush, gives it off. A Borg shot goes way wide. Borsch will pick that rebound up. It gets flipped up to Miles. Nick Miles, he'll send it in on net, covered by Booth, and then recovered once he saw Rensel up in his grill.
So this fourth line has been buzzing. No matter who's on the ice, they're interchanging with these three and Tim Williams. They've put pressure on. They've had some good skating, making the goaltender uncomfortable with a couple of these attempts. You see that with Rensel crashing in. It's exactly what you want from your fourth line.
Miles and Borsch digging for that one. Sent towards the net. Rensel could have been there for a nice opportunity. Flipped up by Quattrone. Fighting for it is Antonellis along the boards with Renzel. It'll make its way back to Quattrone, who will attempt to clear once more. He will flip it behind his back to Cochran, who will lose it to Antonellis behind the net. Antonellis still with it, fighting with Quattrone. He'll kick that one across and tipped out by Cochran. Miles' attempt will not make it, but Borsch will send it back in for the Colonials, where it'll be picked up by Quattrone. Quattrone flips it up. Rice. Rice carries, moves in, dangles down to the net, below the net, back to the point. Falls off his stick, but kept in just barely and sent around. Shaver with it. He'll lose it, but Miles will take it right back. Renzel will flip it into the offensive zone. No icing is called. Colonials can switch. Here comes Roberts. Roberts gets around the forwards. Gets it poked off his stick, though, by Riffner. And now the Colonials moving back with numbers. It's Barr. Barr leaves it for Kravitz. Kravitz's shot glove. Save made by Booth. And a beauty.
Yeah, that's a tough save for Booth with that drop pass to Kravitz. Flashes the leather. No traffic in front. Helps you out a little bit there if you're the goaltender. 89 seconds to go. RMU still in full control.
After this first couple minutes, it's been all Colonials.
You'd want this to be the second because you're going to jump right back into the third, but you're going to have to go back to the locker room and might give Cal a little bit of a reset.
Shaver's shot there gets tipped, ends up right in the breadbasket of Booth, though.
Do it again. Same circle.
Same circle, just, a couple seconds killed off. As Barr going to try and win this faceoff once again for the Colonials. He will not. It makes its way back to the point to Riffner, though, in the clear attempt by the Vulcans. Riffner will send it down below the net. Bosong will wrap around to get it, sends it in front. No one there to collect the pass. And now the Vulcans moving back. Levender gets around Barr. He'll leave it off. Great play there. Bosong getting back as he will flip it up to Kravitz just too far as he can't break free. But he will be the first one to pick that one up, though, in the offensive zone. Sends to the slot. Barr can't handle it. Back to Shaver. Shaver's shot gets tipped by Barr. And I believe that will be Barr's second of the game. A tip shot there from the shot from Shaver. And it's 5-0 Colonials in the first.
You know how I said about, as a Vulcan almost volleys over the boards trying to get back on. But I was saying about Page where you're exactly finding your spot with the guy in front. That one was like complete accident.
Yeah, that's the tip drill in action.
Yeah, literally Barr just being the smart hockey player is, keep your stick down, park your butt in front of the net, and hopefully it hits off you and in. That's exactly what happened.
As we have 47 seconds to go, Colonials up by 5 now. Zach Conley, he'll take it off the draw, moves it in, leaves it for Romano. Romano gets his pocket picked, though, that time by Banasic. Now the Vulcans. Moving in, it's Banasic. Offsides, as jumping a little early was a board.
So Barr's second, fifth of the year from Shaver and Kravitz. The official call here for goal number 5.
33 seconds exactly on the clock. Conley will win that one forward. Romano sends it in further, and now Quattrone will pick it up and send it behind his own net, where the clearing attempt is blocked by Zeiss Miller, as the Vulcans still yet to get it out. Finally will make it out to Page with 14 to go. He's just going to hold for a little bit. He'll send it up to Chris Conley, killing a little bit of time. Now Chris Conley. He'll move in with 5. Waits, fires, save made by Booth. 0.5 on the clock. And Brock Maraska, he pulls himself here. And they're going to put Timmy Williams on the ice. And he's going to park his butt in front of the net.
No, this is perfect. Look, the defense is going to come up, put Timmy in front, shot right off the draw.
Can't even get anything off as the Colonials end the first period up 5-0. An incredible start to this game, scoring more goals than they scored in the entire last game against this Cal team.
A little different story, though, as we mentioned in the opener. Some of the D3 kids come down to play for D4 in a situation like that on their charity game. You're without them now. It's going to be a lot of people on this team that have to step up. So It's going to be a rough go here for Cal to try to settle back in. You're down 5 after 1 period. That's a lot to ask.
That's a lot to ask for, indeed. We will be back in about 12 to 14 minutes for the second and third period. Welcome back for period number 2 here. D4 Colonials taking on the Cal U Vulcans. It is 5-0. And even though it will not change on the official scores, we will have a scoring change here.
Oh?
I believe if I look through what you have written down here, the only change will be the first goal.
Really?
It will be Barr from Borsch and Brock Maraska.
Barr from Borsch and Maraska?
Yes.
Interesting. I wish my pen would work. I could change that. That would be nice. I have a faulty pen. I'm just more upset that I didn't win the 50-50.
So that means Brock Maraska is on a 2-game point streak now.
It's kind of crazy to just think about here. To think that, your goaltender has more points than a lot of the forwards in a 2-game stretch, let alone the entire season.
Yep.
And I don't know when the last time this has happened is, but both brothers getting a point
in the same game,
in the same period.
Yeah.
Is this a first? Maybe.
It's got to be up there. That's for sure. As we get ready for the second period, Colonials leading in shots 14-10. Doesn't seem like there were that many shots, though.
No, 14-10, that just seems a little off to me. Mm-hmm. I feel that, Maraska's had a couple come his way. Do you think more than 14, though?
No, 10.
The Colonials have 10?
Colonials have 14.
Okay, yeah, I thought I had that right.
Okay, so Brock has faced 10 shots.
Yeah.
As we get the third line starting it out for Coach Bosong here.
Both Maraska's on the ice.
See if they connect on a goal. Puck is down, and here we go for period number 2. Crouch will take it off the draw. Clearing attempt, can't make it in. Will eventually make its way to Rice, who will carry it in. Turns it over to Riffner, and now Riffner, he has speed, and he's going to move it up. He'll move it over to Bryce Maraska, who loses it to Crouch. This will be sent back the other way. Shaver there. He'll flip it over to Drass. Drass will flip it right back over to Billy Shaver, who will try and make its way to Riffner, out of reach, and an icing. And I don't know if the Colonials thought that, because Klim was not skating on that one. Maybe thought it's not an icing.
Yeah, I think he definitely thought that they were going to wave that off. There's been similar calls that have gone saying yes icing, some have said no icing. In the matter of Klim there, if you're going to be stuck on the ice, you might as well save your energy if you think it's going to be called or not.
In the draw, Drass will win it back to Shaver. Shaver will move it forward. He'll flip it up. Maraska, Bryce, that is, will send it in the offensive zone. Shaver right in on it. He's got 2 on him. Sent right in front for Drass. He can't get a stick on it. Klim's shot is blocked away there by Banasek. Riffner will get the rebound. He'll be along the wall. He'll try and flip it back. Klim is back there, and a great body there separating the puck from a board. Riffner will flip that up to Maraska. Can't get it in. Maraska will send it on net. Booth sends it in the corner to be picked up by Crouch. He'll try and flip it up to a Vulcan. It'll make its way to the stick of a Borg. A Borg gets his pocket picked by Miles. Miles will send it towards the net, blocked away there by Crouch, who will flip it all the way up to a Borg. A Borg moving in. No Vulcans coming to help him either, as they're all going for a change. As down goes a Borg, and Miles will be taken for a cross-check.
Yeah, a dumb penalty taken for your Nick Miles there. There's 1 Vulcan and 4 Colonials. Just let him dance around for a second. There's no problem in just letting the other Vulcans get on the ice, strip the puck, and go the other way. Can't get the stick up high. We'll get you every time.
Colonials penalty kill working. As I said, working on the power play a lot, and in turn, that means you're working on your penalty kill a lot, because you got to have your power play versus your penalty kill. This penalty kill is really strong.
Yeah, no shorthanded goals on the season, but that may change very soon, I believe.
A Borg at the point. Klim tried to poke that one. Will make its way over to Crouch. Crouch's shot gets deflected and into the corner. Back behind the net for Banasek. Banisic will move that up to Levender, who will leave it for Crouch. Levender back. Sends it down. Antonellis tried to cut it off. Banisic will be there, though. Now behind to Rice. Rice will flip that one up to a Borg. A Borg to the point to Crouch. Crouch will send it in deep to Rice. Rice will flip it back. Banisic has it. Banisic back to the point to Crouch. Crouch's shot tipped wide. Could have had a good opportunity there. Klim fighting for it. He'll get it out of the offensive zone. Crouch has to cherry. Klim will be in on him, known for his shorthanded goals.
They call him Marchand. He's pesty. He's going to fight for every inch on the ice.
Klim went for a hit there. Crouch just kind of shaking him off there. It'll go into the offensive zone for the Vulcans. Klim going for a change. Riffner tried to find Maraska for a pass off the bench. Just gets intercepted by Rice, though. 43 to go on the penalty.
He connects that pass. That's a breakaway the other way.
Borsch with a nice attempt there. Able to pickpocket a Borg for just a second before he gets that one back. A Borg moving in. Riffner will be the first one to it. Sends it across to Shaver, who will send it right back the other way. Will be picked up at the point by Quattrone. Quattrone across. Roberts' shot is blocked by Borsch and sent all the way the length of the ice. 20 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Quattrone with it. He'll move it over to Roberts. Roberts with now 10 seconds left. He'll carry over the zone, over the offensive zone, sends behind the net. No one there to pick up the rebound off into the neutral zone. Clearing now, and Miles out of the box. He's going to pick that pass off, and it'll go over to Maraska. Bryce Maraska, no one there to pick up that pass, and Quattrone will take it back to the Vulcans. Quattrone will try and hit a pass in Knight. Bounces off first stick, eventually picks it back up. Riffner will clear. Not fully, though. Quattrone pinching down, sent into the slot. Poked away there by Bosong. Could have been saving another one, and a block there by Bosong. Now it's going to be Barr. He'll leave it off for Kravitz. Kravitz back to Barr. Barr will skate it in. He'll dump it in deep. Quattrone will pick it up, send it over to Levender. Levender now goes behind his own net. Flips that one up to Braden Knight. Barr will send that one back in deep to Quattrone, who will give it back right back to Knight. Knight tries to move that one up. Will eventually make it there. Levender, 3-on-1 developing for the Vulcans. Levender there, shot save made with the blocker. Now the Colonials, they've got numbers the other way, 3-on-2 their own. Here's Kravitz. Kravitz back to Barr. Barr's shot save made. Kravitz can't pick up the rebound. Quattrone. He'll hold. Moving in and offsides. Didn't see who that was, but offsides on the Vulcans.
Yeah, I think that was 4 coming in, so it would have been Quattrone. Just ahead of that one. If you're wondering why maybe the place is kind of getting boring a little bit, I don't think the Colonials are going to full send like they did in the first period. I think they're going to play conservative style of hockey here. So I'm sorry if the next 35 minutes are going to seem a little lackluster. But at this point in the hockey, if you don't want to give up an inch and you don't really want to run it up too far here.
Zeiss Miller chasing after the loose puck in the offensive zone. Towards the slot to Chris Conley. Just onside his Pager's shot. Save made there by Booth. And that one's going to be sent the length of the ice. Icing is going to be currently called. Zach Conley down to pick that one up.
As Conley started off a little slow, there was a chance for Banisic to get around him and beat out that icing, but at the end, Conley puts on the gas to go get that one. Zach Page, another really good chance to get a shot on net. He's had a really good game. I think a very underrated game so far. The assist early in the game and another really good A-plus chance just moments ago.
Conley winning that draw to Romano. Make its way to Zeiss Miller behind the net. Zeiss Miller now to Romano. Back in Gretzky's office into the front for Chris Conley. Shot is saved there by Booth. Clearing attempt goes right to Zeiss Miller. Zeiss Miller's shot is blocked to Bucci. Bucci with a fan on that one. Could have had a great A opportunity. As now here comes number 13, Willa Board, poked away by Antonellis. Antonellis with a great defensive effort there. Moves that one over to Romano. Here comes Romano. Streaking in, shot off the bar. Had Zeiss Miller in the back door. elects to shoot. Chris Conley's shot goes wide. His second unit's been buzzing so far. The pass attempt by Bucci goes through the zone and unable to get there. Antonellis back, pokes that one away from Aborg. Aborg will still hold it. He moves it towards the dot, back to the point. Quattrone. Shot there, goes over the net. Rebound is available. Shot save made. Maraska and covered there.
Well, pushing and shoving in front of Maraska's crease there. Between Conley and Hoft. Quickly broken up. You wonder if the tensions will start to boil. We've seen this before with Cal and RMU. When the score gets a little lopsided, the losing team tends to take a dumb penalty or two, and it tends to escalate. Last time these two met, Bucci was involved with a player that's not currently on the roster. Both ended up having to serve 10-minute misconducts.
Shot there by Quattrone is into the corner and then cleared by Riffner. Icing is waved off as the puck never made it all the way down. Klim on the chase for the Colonials. Losing the puck there in the neutral zone was Quattrone, and now Riffner. In return, shot there goes way high. Could have been a nice danger opportunity. Klim on the defensive side with a great play there. Shaver making bodies miss. He's now got it off the pass from Maraska. Fakes the shot towards the net. Almost kicked in his own net from Crouch. Over to the far wall. Drass. Leaves for Maraska, whose pass is all the way down to Brock Maraska, as he will hold and leave it for Shaver. Shaver to Riffner. Riffner back to Shaver. Shaver will dance his way into the offensive zone and loses it. As now here come the Vulcans back the other way. It's Rice. Rice's shot save made Maraska and held with his glove.
I'll say with Billy Shaver, we talked before the game about how he needed to step up in a big way. We've seen him offensively get into the rush. We've seen him put some shots on net. I really liked what I've seen with him and Riffner so far. There hasn't been too many defensive lapses, with both of them kind of being more offensive more than defensive. They've both been able to back each other up very well. I think a very solid showing for 23 and 24.
Zach Conley picks that puck up behind the net. Still fighting for it, able to flip it towards the blue line. It will eventually make its way out, but sent right back to Conley. Tim Williams' shot from the red line gets sent in, and a stick goes flying from Rensel. And a interference is going to be the call. Thought it might have been a slash, but not happy is Noah Levender, as he's going to go to the box for interference.
Yeah, maybe a slash, maybe interference. I think you can kind of call it either way. The stick went flying regardless. But a very bad penalty to take there for Cal. For RMU to head back to the power play. That has caused some damage.
6 on the season for the Colonials. 1 in at least every game they've played. So they're looking to capitalize once again. Barr will win the draw forward. Will end up losing it, though, as Aborg will clear it all the way down. Antonellis will be the one to chase for the Colonials. He'll stop behind his own net. He'll start moving forward. Leaves it for Barr. Barr moving up into the slot. A little bit of a hook action, not enough to be called, as that shot goes way high. Kravitz will pick it up behind the net before it'll turn over. But Bucci stops the clearing attempt, deflected by Vulcan in front. Booth never saw it coming. Barr back to Bucci. Bucci back to Barr. Barr fighting with it. Bucci gets taken down, and here come the Vulcans. 3-on-1. And a stop by Antonellis. Still with it, though, are the Vulcans. Into the slot. Shot there goes wide. Great play by Antonellis. That's a play that they're going to miss when he leaves in the fall.
Yeah, it's a rough loss, especially one of your top defenders who's been here for now almost 3.5 years. He's been a rock back there for this team.
Colonials can't get out of their own zone. Banistic sends it in front. Save made on a Borg, and now here come the Colonials. Barr, who'll move it over to Kravitz. 2-on-1 developing. Romano can't keep the leg onside. Couldn't stretch far enough, and an offside is called.
That's a gimme if Romano stays onside. You had Barr trailing, and then that would have been a 3-on-1. You could easily tic-tac-toe, get the goalie moving, and chances are you give an A-plus chance.
Riffner all the way on the Colonials' wall. It'll be interesting if they can make that all the way over to him. Conley's going to lose that draw, though, It's be picked up by Crouch, who will send it down. And Riffner has to come back and get that one. 30 seconds-ish to go on the Colonial power play. Riffner up to Shaver. Shaver will make his way into the offensive zone. He'll hold. Wait, sent towards the net. Deflected wide. Riffner now with it. He'll move his way in. He'll drop it. Chris Conley moving in. The slot. Shot. Save made by Booth. 11 seconds to go on the power play.
Like the shot, no one parked in front. Makes it a lot easier for Booth to read that puck. Colonial power play has looked good in moments, has had their lapses throughout this one especially. Lucky for them, it's a 5-goal differential right now.
Third line jumping out for Coach Bosong. Klim will poke that one forward. Will make its way to Drass at the point. Over to Shaver. 2-second shot from Shaver is blocked. Banasek can't clear it. Drass able to stop that one. That could have been a dangerous chance with Levender getting out of the box. Levender now with it gets hit off the puck by Maraska. Riffner moving in. Has some space, decides to curl back. Tries to send it to Shaver in the slot. Not there. Tries to send it towards someone in the slot. Makes a bounce, a Colonial way back to Riffner. Over to Shaver. Shaver's shot save made by Booth, getting back across on the Shaver shot.
What a read by Riffner. Both defensemen at the hash marks or lower on that play, having all 5 guys deep. And Riffner making a couple guys miss, finds Shaver open in Ovi's office over on the left-hand side and has a nice chance for the Colonials. You have 5 technically offensive players on the ice like that, that's dangerous.
The fourth line will jump on for Coach Bosong now. Miles will lose that draw before eventually sending it back into the corner. Fighting for it is Rensel, along with, I believe, Faber's in there. Miles gets taken down. Puck gets flipped out, held by Page. Page will lose it, but it will go Colonial way. Borsch in the slot. Borsch's shot goes wide. Another chance by Borsch. He's fighting for it along the wall. Just past Rensel. Zach Conley will send it back in deep. Miles will be the first one to make it over to the puck. He'll send it down below the net to Borsch. Borsch sent in front for Rensel. Can't get a stick on it. Now here come the Vulcans. Hoft will send it in. Page will pick it up for the Colonials. He'll flip it towards center. Rensel will be there. Stick gets twisted. Can't get a full attempt on that one. Just out of reach of Borsch. He could have had a break. Borsch towards the net. No one there in front. As Borsch still fighting for it. Eventually it'll be picked up by Rice. Rice will now carry into the offensive zone. Gets around Page. Can't get around Conley as he gets taken down. And he'll send it around while falling. Borsch, he'll move it up to Kravitz. Kravitz pokes it just for Zach Conley. Zach Conley can't get a full handle on it. Conley still with it. Still managing possession. Sends it back. Conley still with it. Tries to go for a little cheeky shot. Gets denied. Bucci with it. Down to Kravitz. Kravitz can't find anyone at the point as that's going to be sent all the way down. A lot of speed coming. Maraska out to play it. He'll flip it up the boards. Try and find Barr. Will make its way to Barr. But can't make anything with it as Crouch will try and send it in. Offsides are the Vulcans. Going too early with Faber.
That's a lucky break. This defense of the Colonials was out there for a minute plus. Stuck in the offensive zone, then that break coming back. As they'll finally get the whistle to get some new guys on the ice.
As Vulcans look to, they kind of have had a lot of momentum this period. It seems like they just can't find a way to beat Maraska.
It's kind of like the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game, actually, Andrew, where Cal U just kind of held their own. They didn't have anything crazy, but just enough to make it a competitive game.
That's for sure. Barr will win that faceoff back to Antonellis. He'll bounce it off the boards to Barr. Barr will poke that one free. No one there, though, and the Vulcans will take it, led by Crouch. Crouch tries to send it up. Barr almost cut that one off in zone. Would have been a dangerous opportunity. Bucci still with it, though, as Bucci will send it right back to Quattrone. Over to Crouch, who will send it in. No icing after a tip. Bucci behind the net. He'll flip that one up to Bosong. Bosong out to Quattrone, who will try and flip it in. Bosong going to move up. He'll send it in deep. Bad bounce off of Vulcan, and now Kravitz was in. Unable to pull the trigger on that one. Cleared up by Crouch. Vertically picked up by Antonellis in center ice. Antonellis sends it in deep. Bar towards the net. Antonellis can't find anything. Quattrone. He'll now have it. Quattrone in on a breakaway. In on Maraska. Getting across is Maraska on the incredible save on the breakaway. Zeiss Miller tying him up and will be called for a hook, maybe high stick.
I think hook.
I think it should be a hook.
Just a play there. Zeiss Miller just gets to try to tie up the stick. Reaches a little too high into the hands and pulls high stick, actually. Must have rode up on him then. And Zeiss Miller, the leading penalty minutes personnel on the Colonials, up to, I believe, 16 now on the season.
Led by a 2-10 that he got in one game. So
there's the one outlier, but the stats don't lie, Andrew. 16 is higher than every other number on that sheet.
Do you believe this is the Colonials' second penalty kill? Trying to once again kill this penalty here. Roberts will carry it into the offensive zone for the Vulcans. Sends it on net, saved away by Maraska. Klim with it will clear it out of the zone. Drass with it now. He'll send it behind the net. Klim on the chase after Crouch. But Crouch will move it up to a Borg, who will move back to Crouch. Sends it all the way to Rice off his stick, as now Shaver will pick it up. Shaver going to hit it off the boards. Kept in just barely, but Drass able to get that one all the way down. Almost 50 seconds killed by the Colonials already.
Yeah, good shift there from the forwards, Drass and Klim. Just really put the pressure on.
Carrying in is a Borg. Crouch leaves it back for a Borg. Shot saved there by Maraska. Ref thought it was covered. It was not, but they get the whistle anyway.
One thing to note, Borg has been mixing it up a little bit with the Colonial penalty killers. He was in there with Klim, jousting a little bit, and then at the end there with Bryce Maraska as the whistle blew. So what I talked about earlier about tensions slightly boiling, maybe coming back into favor here towards the end of the second period.
5:15 in the second, 58 seconds on the penalty. To Zeiss Miller for high sticking. Winning it back is the Vulcans. Sent across, shot there, save made by Maraska by Cochran.
That's a nice job from the Colonial PK. Tie up sticks, let your goaltender read that puck the whole way through, and make the stop to get the whistle.
Face-off will move to the other side of the ice. Maraska back in the face-off. He will win it over to Bucci, who will not be able to get it out, kept in by Cochran. But Bryce Maraska will pick that one up, bouncing over Antonellis' stick, so maybe keeping it in as the Vulcans, and they will. It's now sent down to Banasic. Banasic will move it up. Hoft. Back to the point. Quattrone. Back to Hoft. Back again to Quattrone. That one is sent in and wide. Bucci attempt to clear there is unsuccessful. That time it will make it out through the stick of Maraska. Bucci now sends it up to Borsch. Borsch moving in across to Maraska. Bryce Maraska. Glove save made by Booth. Could have been the first shorthanded goal of the Colonial season.
Yeah, right move from Maraska. He had Borsch on the back door, but a couple Vulcans in the lane there to possibly take it away. Nice stop from Booth to challenge Maraska on that attempt. And so close to getting that first shorty of the year.
Miles in the face-off. 11 seconds of penalty kill to go. Banisic's attempt will hit off of Miles and go to Zach Conley. Zach Conley now rushing in. And that will kill the entirety of this penalty. We picked up by Quattrone. Quattrone sends it up to Banasic. Moves it over. And just pickpocketed right away by Conley. Now here comes Williams. Tim Williams shot outside the blue circle. Blocker save. Rensel will try and keep it in, unable to do so. As he picked up by Tim Williams. Williams moving in. Can't make it around Quattrone. It'll make its way back to Page. Page's shot deflected by Williams. And it will make its way out of Vulcan's way. Banastik with it. Banastik will leave it off. Moving in the offensive zone, and they score. Noah Levender. And it is 5-1 as the shutout streak ends for Brock Maraska.
It lasted a nice bit, though. You got to give him one half, a little plus games in a row with that shutout streak.
Almost 5 periods.
Yeah, that's impressive. And you know, at some point, I had a feeling at some point Cal was going to sneak one in. And that was just a beautifully placed puck there by Noah Levender to beat Mrazka, to get at least one on the board here. But quickly, Timmy Williams. And a couple of nice opportunities. I think they're going to look for him the rest of the game.
Couple good shots indeed. Vulcans maybe looking to gain momentum with that one as Crouch. Off the faceoff will move in. Spins around. Still with it somehow. Levender behind the net to Crouch. Crouch's shot off the side of the net. Shaver moves that one up to Kravitz. Kravitz tries to find Bosong just too far out of reach. Down to get it is Roberts. Roberts will now carry for the Vulcans. Makes its way around. Shaver, and that one goes wide off the stick of Roberts. He's in a little pain behind the play. Kravitz over to Barr, moving in the offensive zone for the Colonials. Drops it back for Kravitz. Kravitz's shot glove saved by Booth, who's looked really strong in the second period.
Yeah, he's had a lot of shots come his way. None have hit the back of the net quite yet, which is a really good sign if you're the Vulcans. And actually, the medic's going to make his way over, it looks like, to the Vulcan bench to check on Roberts after that collision in the boards. Maybe not, just maybe chilling over there just in case.
He has to wait for another whistle. He is trying to get over. Riffner at the point. Shot there. Ramps up somewhere. Kept out. Now it's going to go in. Elijah Zeiss Miller. Don't know how that happened. Definitely will be from Riffner. But don't know what happened in front. But Elijah Zeiss Miller able to bury that one. Don't know who's digging for it. We have a little bit of a delay, so I can look at the replay. It looks like it should be Elijah Zeiss Miller from Ryan Riffner and Billy Shaver.
We're going to go with your judgment, because in the end, you're the one that makes the stat sheet at the end of the day.
The D4 does not keep a stat sheet for itself. So it is now 6-1 Colonials.
Yeah, third of the season for Zeiss Miller, and just unfortunate bounces. That's as simple as that. Just some unfortunate bounces in front of Booth, and there's not really much you could do there.
Moving in is Zeiss Miller again. Another off-angle shot there. Could have went a Colonial bounce as well, as that one's going to make its way down and be an icing.
Looking at the Colonial bench here, someone's getting maybe a skate repaired here or something?
Klim is looking like he's getting helmet getting repaired.
I see the screwdriver in the helmet. I think of that Brady Kachuk meme where he's sitting there and his head's all open while he's sitting there, the screwdriver and stuck in the back of the helmet. You'd have to, if we could visually show it, it'd make more sense.
Yeah.
Billy Shaver. William Shaver.
Hit there on Quattrone from Romano. Stuck in the states of Conley. And sent out to Antonellis. 2 minutes to go in the second period. Quattrone will try and send it out. Gets blocked by a referee. Kept in that time by Antonellis. Kicks that one. Takes a tumble on the punt. That should be roughing the punter.
Pat McAfee would not like that.
Chris Conley in on the pressure now. Antonellis will take that one out of the scrum. Can't make its way to the front of the net. Still fighting for it with Rice. Rice will send it towards the net, towards the line. Bucci keeps it in. Over to Antonellis. Tries to hit Zeiss Miller. He can't find the puck. Back behind the net. Conley will be the first one to it. Bad bounce, as he'll never get possession of that one. Bucci, though, his shot attempt is blocked. Colonials going for a change here. Everyone except for Connolly. But that one's going to be turned right over to Bryce Moroska. He's going to take a shot, and that one's going to go wide. Quattrone will try and send it in. He won't. Conley will send it right back in. And now the Colonials on the pressure with a minute to go in the second period. Page He'll carry in. Leaves that for Bryce Maraska. Bryce Maraska's shot gets tipped by Klim. Sent in front for Drass. He can't find it. Zach Conley's shot goes high and over the net. And then cleared out by Quattrone. Will not be an icing. Conley will get there before the puck makes it to the red line. Because now he will send it back behind the net over to Page. Page is going to flip that one up just past Klim. Maraska will able to poke that one around the defender. He'll move in. Sent towards the net. Fighting for it. It'll make its way out to Quattrone. Quattrone to Aborg. Back to Quattrone, where he's cut off by Drass on the back check. Drass over to Klim. Klim tries to hit back to Drass to Aborg. Aborg shot. Save made. Double save made by Maraska.
Great save by Maraska, but subtle foreshadowing. I don't know if it's enough to keep Maraska in the game. Would there be a goalie change?
Oh, I don't know about that one.
One goal's against is a lot, Andrew.
That's a lot.
There might be a goalie change.
There might.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Just bad numbers from Brock Maraska.
Horrible numbers here. I'd say with about 10 minutes left, I see him getting the boot.
Do we know something that no one else does?
Who knows?
Subtle foreshadowing.
Zach Conley will clear that one all the way down the ice, and I didn't realize how much time was left in the period, and that will end the second period. We will take a quick break as we have no ice cut, so we will be right back for the third period, about 2-ish minutes. We are back, third period of action. We get a little bit of break as much as we can.
Mini dance party going on behind us, too. It's a pitbull.
Borsch will send that one into the offensive zone where it'll be picked up by Roberts, who will flip that one forward to Cochran, who will lose that one to Miles, who sends it over to Borsch. That one is chipped in by Renzel, where it's picked up by Roberts, who will clear it all the way out. Riffner will pick it up, send it over to Shaver, as he will hold in the penalty circle. Over to Riff. Riff to Miles. Miles will chip that one in. Borsch on the chase. Picking it up is Roberts, who will flip it out. Just barely kept in by Shaver. That was close.
Yeah, very close, but good job from Shaver just to hold his line.
Miles' slap shot. Booth never saw it. If that's on net, that could be a dangerous goal.
That's the definition of a knuckle puck that had no direction.
Shaver tries to move it up to Renzel. He was not expecting that one, and just goes straight to the stick of Crouch. Turned over, though, in the Colonial zone. Moving forward. Here comes the Vulcan. Sent across. Unable to get a stick on it was Knight. Sent towards the net, in front, and covered. Too many dangles there from Levender as he just puts that one right under the pad.
You take away that last dangle, Andrew, and I think that's a goal.
There's a very strong chance.
Yeah, he had it on the forehand, tried to get to that backhand quicker. Maraska's challenging. You have the whole left side of the net to work with right there. And I know it doesn't really do much. It cuts the deficit to 4, but it's still something.
Definitely is. Vulcans win that draw. It'll go make its way back to Crouch, who will send it behind. Bucci will send it all the way around where it's picked up by Quattrone, who will send it right back in. It's picked up by Levender behind the net. Levender is pickpocketed by Antonellis, but given right back to him. But Antonellis will steal it right back again. Antonellis up to Kravitz. Kravitz will move in, sends it on net, goes straight into the wrong netting, taking his coaching tips from Crawford Bosek.
Yeah, that's just a father and son duo hitting the wrong net. I'll say that puck perfectly bounced right off the netting behind the glass into the stands. Like, I've never seen a more perfect shot go into the stands like that.
It was picture perfect.
Yeah. Now imagine it on the actual net.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Yeah. That's a OV like season 50 plus, maybe 60.
Vulcans will win that draw. Quattrone back to chase it after it misses the stick of Bish. Quattrone with 2 Colonials on him. It'll make its way to Rice before moving back to Quattrone. Quattrone tries to pass back. Barr is right there. And it'll be sent right back into the Colonial zone offside, so Barr has lots of time. Over to Bucci. Bucci can't feather it through 3 Vulcans. It'll make its way back to Banasic. Banasic down below to Rice. Rice just gets knocked off the puck. Barr will take it. He'll leave it for Kravitz. Kravitz gets hit in the boards. And a penalty coming up on the Vulcans. It'll be on Kyle Rice as they're going to turn that puck right over.
That was the most vocal ref I got it call I think I've ever heard.
And Rice arguing something. Don't know what he was saying. He felt like he had to say it to both refs, and he didn't seem mad. So it feels like something else happened that he was like, why didn't that get called?
I think he wants it both ways. I think that's what he was arguing. But I think Kravitz was kind of tied up with him. So I understand if you take both there.
Chris Conley will win that one back. Can't make its way all the way to Riff. He will pinch up to get there, though. Set on net. Save made up to Zeiss Miller. Rebound for Chris Conley. Poked wide by Quattrone. Zeiss Miller back to Shaver. Shaver just falls out of his wheelhouse, so he gives it off to Riffner. Riffner over to Zeiss Miller. Zeiss Miller's shot is blocked by Romano and sent out. Riffner there just barely out of the zone. Riffner. He'll move his way in towards the net. Can't find the stick of Zeiss Miller as Riffner runs into the ref. Unfortunate bounces for the Colonial on that one. That one's going to make its way back to Romano. Romano down to Zeiss Miller. Zeiss Miller gets poked off the puck, but Romano will pick it right back up. He'll send it towards the slot, blocked away there by Roberts. Riffner now with it. He'll move it over to Zeiss Miller. Zeiss Miller over to Shaver. He'll move it into the offensive zone. Moves in himself. Shaver toward the front. Conley can't get a shot on it. Conley now back to Antonellis. Two Colonials down in front. Shaver's shot. Save made and covered by Booth.
There we go with the pushing and shoving after the play with Romano parked in front. Colonial fans wanted a call after both Romano and I believe Zeiss Miller got taken down in front of the net. There are three Vulcans around them. Referees decided to let them play on. But getting into the later stages of this game, Cal's just looking for any sort of leverage they possibly can.
They just want that little bit of luck to go their way. Trying to clear it out. Bucci will keep it in. Sent down to Timmy Williams behind the net. Williams over to Antonellis. Antonellis shot. He's going to score. Tyler Antonellis. And grab that puck, although we don't do pucks for points. But Tim Williams gets his first career point.
Yeah, it was a really nice feed there from Timmy Williams. They just find Antonellis on the top, and then that shot comes in. Beautifully done there by the Colonials. And for Timmy Williams, I want to see him parked in front of the net more. He's been really active in this game. And your teammates have said time and time again how good of a shot he does have. It's been impressive, and the power play streak continues now with every game involving a power play goal for the Colonials.
A great power play goal. Timmy Williams gets his first. Bucci will get the secondary according to our little replay that I have sitting in front of me.
It's a nice little feature that we have.
Antonellis will carry in, tries to hit Miles on the way across. Moving in now. Banasic sends it into the slot. Bounces off. Back. Here's Crouch. And Crouch. Shot is gobbled up. 15:27 to go in the third. 7-1 Colonials.
We're about 5 minutes away from the subtle foreshadowing.
Oh, we don't know.
We don't know.
We know nothing. We have no insider information.
No insider information whatsoever. Just wonder if it may happen.
It may happen. Maraska's had a horrible game.
Yes, he has. One goal against is just, like I said, way too many.
That one almost gets poked off the stick of Quattrone. Barr fighting for it. He'll flip it out. Kravitz on the chase. Can he beat Roberts? He will not. Roberts will be the first one to it. Roberts is a clear attempt. Will be kept by Bosong. And that'll be sent out towards the slot. Pager moving in. He'll leave it for Kravitz. Kravitz in. Shot off the mask of Booth. Bosong behind the net. Fighting with it with Kravitz. Towards the slot, just out of reach of Barr. He's looking for a hat-trick goal.
Yeah, it would be really nice to see him get on the board with a hat-trick. Well deserved for the captain.
Connolly now will carry. He'll send it back behind the net. Bosong will pick it up. Still with it. Can't find anything to do with it. Sent towards the point. Pager's shot gloved away and covered.
If you see number 6 wind up, get out of the way.
He
that is my advice.
He has broken a kid's foot with a shot.
That's just on the ground.
Yes,
Imagine
and that was in a game.
Imagine if that thing gets up in the air.
Yeah.
He doesn't score very often, but when he does and he winds up in his wheelhouse, he is the comparison of Zdeno Char.
He's got a shot, that's for sure.
If only it was 100% accurate, I think he'd be the leading goal scorer.
Crouch's clear attempt won't make it all the way out. Riffner will keep it in. Kept in once again, though, by Knight. Riffner still fighting for it. A lot of bodies around there. Bish will hold. Turns it right to Elijah Zeiss Miller, but he can't keep it in. He'll leave it for Shaver. Over to Riffner. Riffner moving in. Towards the slot to Conley. Fanned on the shot. Might have got a stick. Tangled up with someone else. Shaver with a great job to make 2 miss. Shaver will move in. He will take a shot. And then he'll go into the corner. Out to the point. Riffner. He'll leave it for Romano. Romano trips over the puck. Still with it, though. Sends it down to Shaver. Shaver still dangling with it. It'll be turned over, though, and it's going to be picked up by Crouch. Crouch makes his way in. Gets hit by Chris Conley. Nice little hip check there. Zeiss Miller with it. He gets taken down behind the net. Riffner will hold. It'll move up to Romano. Romano up to Riffner. Riffner fighting with it with Chris Conley. They will both lose it. Chris Conley sends it over. Romano was going for a change. It's turned over by Faber. Riffner stretching out to break up that one. Now here comes Riffner. Riffner over to Conley. Conley's shot goes wide. Maraska sends it on net. Rebound is there and covered.
Behind the play again. Some mixed emotions with Zeiss Miller and a Borg. And a couple other Vulcans involved as well. Something to keep an eye on. We mentioned earlier Zeiss Miller has that 2-10 earlier in the season. Got to be careful.
Face-off won by the Vulcans. Bucci will hold it. Drass will have it at the top of the circle. It'll be held, though, by a Borg. A Borg will send it back. Bucci will pick that one up. And it'll be picked up by Mitch. Klim. Turned over to Antonellis, who will hold for the Colonials now. Antonellis still with it. Back behind the net. Quattrone sends it on. Save made by Maraska. It'll be sent back to Roberts. Roberts will flip it over. Klim the first one to it. Both leave it as Drass. Drass flips it perfectly to Bryce Maraska. He will still hold. They'll leave it for Drass. Try and dangles through. Sent in by Maraska. Saved away. Bucci will hold. Over to Antonellis. Antonellis sends it towards Klim. Great dangle move by a Borg. It's going to make its way over to Banasic. Banasic fighting for it. Quattrone will send it in deep. Antonellis will hold. Flips it off the glass and all the way down. No icing is the call. A Borg will send it back up the near wall. It'll be picked up by Quattrone. Quattrone now moving in. Lot of space. Leaves it. Save made Maraska. Behind the net. Back to the point. Crouch will send it in. It'll go wide. Off the play there from Rice, and it'll be a power play for the Colonials as Rice plays the body and not the puck.
Well. What do we
Little
have
early
here? We have a goalie change. Nick Verticelli.
Nick Verticelli, the freshman, will get his first game action. Brock Maraska will leave the game early as we knew.
We subtly knew.
As long as it wasn't close, Coach Bosong was going to make the move.
Really good showing, though, from Brock Northville. Stopping 24-25. He had a really good night in net. And now the rookie freshman, Nick Verticelli, is going to make his debut. And really has a chance here to impress his coaches with 11:03 to go.
11 minutes time to kill. 2 minutes of power play time, too. So you're not really going to face a lot of shots for a while. So you got to let the nerves kind of cool down.
It's going to be a little hard as a freshman. You're in a similar situation for your first appearance.
Except the score was a little
right. It was
backwards.
The other way around.
We were losing 10-4 at the time.
So at that point, you knew a lot of shots were coming your way. But for Verticelli, I mean, you just got to kind of relax. Just let things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And when that first shot comes, make that save, and the rest, you're good from there.
Shaver will move his way in. Kravitz moving even further in. Great shot there. Bigger save by Booth. Riffner over to Shaver. Shaver's shot is blocked. Booth takes a tumble, and that one will go all the way out. Verticelli out to play it, and will leave it for Riffner.
Trying to get that assist, I see.
Riffner will send its way up to Bosong. Bosong in, gets it poked away before it's picked up again by Riffner. Riffner to Barr. Barr waiting, face-off dot, tries to send it to Kravitz. Stick gets tied up, though. Shaver will kick it around the net. Bosong still the first to it. Can't get anything to do with it, though. Riffner now will hold. Dangles 360 towards the net. Save made by Booth. Shaver now fighting for it with Levender. Riffner with it behind the net now. Shot, bad angle shot. What a goal there. Ryan Riffner, as he will find the back of the net on that one, assisted at least by Shaver.
Yeah, I was going to say for the next whistle he got, I feel like Riffner has not been the typical offensive prow, and you kind of just saw in that power play where he's like, you know what, I want to take matters in my own hands. I need to get a power play goal here. That's his third of the season. He's a long way to catch up where he was last year. It's 17.
Yeah.
But a beautiful shot there from the alternate captain.
And that will be the only points. Just Riffner from Shaver moving in. Vulcan makes a man miss. No shot on that one as it goes wide. A Borg now back to the point. First save of the game now for Verticelli on that shot from the point. Quattrone moving in. First save of his career. A Borg now makes another man miss. He'll carry it in. Makes another man miss. He's going to carry it in off the post. Sit in and save there by Verticelli. What a play there.
That's how you make a first impression. Stretch across with the skate. Make the initial save. Cut from the rebound. Perfect 3 for 3 to start here for Verticelli.
Quattrone on the draw. Seen a lot of D from him, so surprised to see him in the center role late in this game. Antonellis will fling that one around out of reach of Romano, and Crouch will pick it up. Crouch turns it right over to Chris Conley. Now he's going to move into the offensive zone. Shot there is blocked. He'll still have it. Gets it poked off by Quattrone. Right to Bucci. Bucci towards the net. Bounce off the pad and right to Zeiss Miller, who gives it back to Antonellis. Back to Zeiss Miller, right back to the slot shot. Scores! Antonellis will score again. And it is 9-1 now as Antonellis gets that one.
2 goals in the season for Antonellis, both coming today. As just a bunch of traffic in front for Antonellis to put that one home. And the Vulcans just trying to just get anything going now. 8-goal differential. And still 8 minutes to go.
That goal will read 9, 10, 11.
Perfect. Make it easy for us. For those that don't know, that's Zeiss Miller and Bucci on the back end.
Zach Conley behind the net will hold. He'll send it back to Bryce Maraska. Maraska gets it poked off his stick. Now here come the Vulcans. Levender will try and make multiple Colonials miss. He'll send it in deep for the Vulcans to chase. First to get it is Knight. Knight moving in, sent on net. Covered by Verticelli. And a whistle.
For a first game, you just want easy shots on net. And that's exactly what the RMU defense is giving Verticelli right now. Because that one you can't draw it up any easier. That's how you boost the goalie's confidence. That's how you boost the goalie's morale. And to know that you have 4 to 5 capable goalies at any given time on a team just makes your roster just feel more comfortable.
That's for sure. Colonials win the draw back. No one there to retrieve it, though, is the Vulcans now. Going to fight for it in the corner. It's Rice. Miles tries to clear it. Still in the skates of Rice. He still has it. So it's Rice. Move it into the slot. Sent towards the net there by Hoft. Before Rice will send it back to the point. Point shot there is blocked. Rebound is there. Tipped wide. That time by Hoft. Conley will send it behind. There's no one there. Shot in front is cleared away by Miles. And he will clear it out to the zone over the stick of a Borg. Crouch will hold. He'll move that one past Cochran. Page will have it. He'll move it up to Williams. Williams will lose it, though, to Crouch. Crouch now moving in for the Colonials, or for the Vulcans. In, shot is blocked by Shaver. Clearing attempt blocked by Miles, and then it's going to make its way back over to Crouch. Crouch to the slot. Waits, puts on a show, just goes wide. Shaver tries to clear it, and he will. It'll go all the way down, no icing, where a Borg can pick it up. A Borg's going to carry. 6 minutes to go. Moves it over. Harding can't corral. Riffner up to Klim. Klim going to carry this one in towards the net, where it will be eventually poked away by Booth. Klim will pick it back up, though. Tries to send it towards the slot. Unable to do so. Quattrone tries to get it out. Will make its way out off the stick of Banistick, and Maraska will pick it up. No longer 2 Maraskas on the ice, so I can just say Maraska.
Yeah, it's nice to just be able to have one brother on the ice at all times.
Maraska gets hit from Quattrone. Banistick will have it now, as she will carry it in. Goes past Riffner, as a race now ensuing between Banistick and Riffner. Riffner will win that race. Banistick still on his tail, though.
Seemingly just put the pedal to the metal here. You got 5.5 to go. You might as well use it all up while you can.
Shaver's going to move in. Barely staying on side. Poked away there. Colonial still with the puck. Eventually it'll be Roberts to get it. Roberts will send it behind his back. Klim will intercept. Roberts tries to get back there again. He won't. Sent towards the slot. Back to Shaver. Shaver shot. He's going to score. Billy Shaver with a nice shot, and it's 10-1.
What a shot from Shaver. Goes upstairs, and beautifully well done from the defenseman. You talk about someone that's really feeling it in his element right now. Shaver puts one in the back of the net, his first of the season, and we have hit double digits on the scoreboard.
Rensel, he'll send it in deep. Back to Crouch. Crouch will move in, gets around Bucci. He'll still carry in. Shot there goes way wide. Still with it. Bad angle shot. Gets blocked. Borsch now with it. He'll flip it up to Rensel. Rensel will flip it in deep, where it'll be picked up by a Borg, who will send it around. Bucci intercepts, though. A Borg, though, still with it. He'll flip it up. Can't get out. Now eventually will go to Faber. Faber tries to hit Levender. Can't get there. Antonellis now will carry in. He'll move it over to Rensel. Rensel tries to hit it towards Antonellis. Will make its way over to him. Intercepted, though. Antonellis steals it right back in the slot. Shot is blocked. Rebound available. And now here come the Vulcans, led by Levender. 2-on-1. Levender's shot save made. Verticelli.
Beautiful stop. Take away the pass. Challenge the shot, make the stop. Beautifully done there by Verticelli.
Trying to take advantage, and I do see And it is a running clock, as we have started a running clock.
Our clock's not running, but...
Our clock is not running. It is 2:42 on the actual clock now.
We'll catch it up eventually.
We definitely will. That'll be flipped out by Bryce Maraska. As the official goal call that I see is Shaver from Drass and Klim.
So 66% of what they said downstairs.
Yes.
That's good. They've been pretty on it.
They've been pretty good,
yeah.
except for that first goal. Conley will send it behind the net to Page.
1 for 10, still pretty good.
Page up to Williams. Williams gets it poked away. Offside to the Vulcans. Can't touch it. Rice on the pressure. We sent over Maraska. He'll move in. Shot there is blocked. All the way down to Conley. Conley will send it in and into the netting for a stoppage of play.
There's a lot of mustard on that backhand from Zach Conley to put that one out of play. You see 16 on the ice. I thought they were going to let him ride out the rest of this game. You figured Timmy Williams, I think, and both Connor Rensel both haven't got their first career goals. Bryce Maraska changed that today. I think maybe they try to park those two in front and just see what happens.
Well, now they got Rensel on.
Okay.
So they switched the
Still
two
possible.
out. Crouch will move that one up. Quattrone moving in, gets around Page, but Miles in the great defensive mind. Crouch now. He'll still have it. Crouch gets around Page, still in. Shot there, save made by Verticelli, and covered. 1:05 to go. And winding.
Can't make it any easier there for Verticelli. That's exactly what you want as a goalie in your first game. Just some easy, simple stops.
Make its way back to the point. Shot there is blockered away. Miles will clear that one out, and it's going to be picked up by a Borg, who will send it over to Crouch. Back to a Borg. A Borg telling Crouch to go, and he will, but the pass there is no one around. A Borg now. He will pick it up behind the net. He'll flip it up to Banasic. Banasic sends it across to Harding. Harding will send it in off of Conley as he gets a block shot on that one. Conley now, killing the last 10 seconds. He will flip it up. Tried to hit Rensel maybe for one last one. A Borg will hold it behind the net. 2, 3, 2, 1. And that will do it for this game. Colonials take it 10-1 off a combined effort from Maraska and Verticelli.
A huge win in divisional play to improve to 1-1. You said both goaltenders putting on a show today. A lot of firsts, a lot of streaks continue. And overall, great showing for RMU as a total today. 18 goals between two teams today.
Yeah.
8 from D1 earlier, and now 10 spot from D4. Last night, D3 put up a 6 spot. So just looking across the board for at least 3 of the programs here, they just put on a load of goals.
As Nick Verticelli goes the wrong side of the line, the rest of the Colonials go the correct side.
Hey, it's your first game. You can do whatever the heck you want. You deserve it, 2-9.
Yeah. Great game out of everyone. And I know this is normally your favorite segment, but now you get to do it. Who are your 3 stars of this incredible game?
There's a lot of names to pick from.
There's a lot.
Okay, number 3, I'm going to go Nick Verticelli. First game, stopped everything that came his way. Just a nice, simple start to his career. Number 2 star, let's go with Bryce Maraska. First career goal. He's been really digging for one. He finally gets it. Your number 1 star hasn't had a goal yet all season long. He comes away with 2 tonight. One of them being on the power play, Tyler Antonellis.
It's a great pick right there. All good options. I think I got to go with the more natural options. Number 3, I'm going to give. Oh, this is tough.
There's so many different numbers on the score sheet here, including the goaltender.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot to pick from.
I'm going to give it to Timmy Williams, my 3 star.
Yes.
Gets his first career point. Number 2, I'm going to go Brock Moroska. We said he had a horrible game. I know it's a criminal he let in one goal.
Yeah, you just can't have that.
But in all actuality and seriousness, puts up a great game in net. Gets only 1 goal against. We're joking that it's horrible, but that was an incredible game for him. Only giving up the 1 is really good for him. Only get 1 goal in 2 games it's an incredible feat, especially after the 2 shaky games to start the season.
Yeah, that's how you definitely bounce back. Stopping 24-25 in his 15 minutes of play.
And number 1, I'm going to go 2 goals in the game for the captain, Nate Barr. He's going to be my number 1 star.
Like I said, there's no bad options when you go through this. There's just almost every player getting on the score sheet in some capacity. Like I said, even including Brock Moroska. That doesn't happen very often. You put up a nice 10 spot on the board. You get yourself 2 points in the divisional standings. Move up to 1-1. You're chasing Penn State Altoona still, but it's progress. You got to win 1 game at a time. That's exactly what this Colonial team is going to have to do after only losing 1 game all season last year. In the hole a little bit to start the year with 1-3. This is a very solid showing. It's a good morale booster, and it gets you ready for the weeks coming up.
Yes, next week for the D4 Colonials, CMU at home. They are in action for the first time this season tonight as they play D3 Duquesne. So it'll be interesting to see how they do against Duquesne after the D4 Colonials play Duquesne.
Yeah, it was just it was a good game from D4 Colonials against Duquesne. Of course, we didn't broadcast it, but only losing by 1 really shows how well this D4 team can play up to competition. And the D3 Colonials absolutely slaughtered them last night with 5 goals in the first 5 minutes of the game.
So that will be it for today. How about next weekend? What do we got?
So I think D3 is our first game that'll be for Cal, and then D4, Carnegie Mellon. D2 plays Pitt. So I believe is the 3 on the slate.
And D1 is off for the
Correct.
week. So
D1's off.
That will be the 3 games next week. For this week, a clean sweep at home. We'll say that at home. But a clean sweep at home, 3-2 D1 wins yesterday, 8-2 wins today, and then D4 winning 10-1 tonight for Andrew Keel and Caden McCrory. That is all. We will see you next week